Could you use a quick tip daily? How about a tip that can impact your day? My name is Rafael. Join me as I bring you tips by experts around the world. These experts have shared their knowledge and wisdom with me and will directly share them with you. Make sure to subscribe, like, follow, and comment, and I would love for you to become part of the New Tip Daily community. Welcome back, New Tip Daily, episode number 33. Thanks for joining me today. My name is Rafael. Do you often find yourself asking this question? What to eat? Man, what do I have to eat? What do I want to eat? It is more common than you think for everyone. Every one of us has always asked, and sometimes on a regular basis, we don't even know what we want. We wind up going for what is familiar, right? What we know, what's common. What if, just take a minute here and think, what if I did not have to think about what I want to eat anymore? Personally, I would be more than delighted if I could afford the luxury of having someone else make that selection for me. Wouldn't you like that? To have someone make that selection for you? And you'll be happily surprised every single time. But the question is, would you really? Remember, we did have that luxury when we were babies. We had no say as to what we ate. We cried and something was put in our mouths to stop that screaming we only knew how to do. When we were children, we screamed because we were either soiled or hungry or in pain, right? It was later on that we started to communicate and we started to make somewhat of a decision as to even what we wanted to eat. Think about all the aspects of eating, all the things that we could eat on a daily basis. We had opinion on things, and those things have changed, right? Your taste changes, your desires changes. What to eat is a big question. We had choices at first, right? A few choices when we were little, and then we became overwhelmed with all the choices available to us. Just Google food near me and you'll see how many options you have available to you. What if you became hungry and bam, the most incredible food just appeared right in front of you? I too would ask, can I have, whatever, my favorite food? And what is your favorite food? If I had a genie, I would ask that genie in a bottle, that is, that anytime I became hungry, either my hunger would go away, I would still be healthy. Don't get me wrong, you got to be smart about your decisions or your wishes, right? That maybe my hunger didn't come as much. Or if I wanted a delicacy, it would appear, but it would not be something that would be harmful to me. That would be a great genie to get in touch with, right? Let's be real. Let's be real for a minute. You you are not that genie and you don't have a genie. All you have to do is plan your meals. And if you don't know how to cook, there's services that will deliver the meals right to your door, including snacks. Wow. Guess what? Even with those programs, you still have to make the selections. So they're not going to make them for you, right? And you can change them from time to time at a later date. Maybe this week I'm going to have this type of food. Next week I'm going to have that type of food. So that is somewhat of pre-planning if you plan a week ahead, right? I have a weird relationship with food. I hate food. And I wish I didn't have to eat it at all and just take a pill and be done. Then there's other times an aroma, a thought pulls me in, pulls at my heartstrings, and my actually should be my gut strings, right? It makes me want to have certain types of food. It makes me yearn for particular delicacy. Maybe I want chicken wings, or I want pastry, or I want something, right? I try to make my decisions on my food to be healthy. Let me tell you what I did. This morning, I left my house before 5 a.m. I was going to go to my gym first. And on my gym, the one I own, I ate a, a peach on my way to my gym, right? I did my workout, which I posted, and then I left that my gym, and then I went to a different gym to do a different type of workout. And on my way there, I ate an apple on my way. So my workout at my particular gym was, 10-minute workout. It was nothing. It was simple. So by the time I got to my second gym, and I told you guys which gym I joined, if you're not sure, go check out that episode. And so by the time I got to my other gym, it was around 5:30 a.m. I did my workout. Great workout. I left the gym at 7. So think about my working out started right before 5 o'clock. I got home. I left the gym at 7. So I got home around 7:15, 7:20. And then recently I had oatmeal. So I had oatmeal and I had green tea. I'm actually still in the middle of drinking my green tea. So I want to eat to be satisfied because, like I said before, if I had a genie and I didn't have to think about eating, I probably wouldn't even bother. But I have to nourish this body of mine. You and I both have to nourish it. It all depends on what you put into your body. So when you ask, what should I eat? The other question you should ask, talk to your food. It may seem a little weird, but talk to your food and say, if I take you into my body, what are you going to do for me? What is the return on this investment? What am I going to get out of it? Am I going to get more energy, more focus? Because it's also brain food. Think about brain food, right? Or am I going to be lethargic after I eat it? Maybe not right now because it's too much sugar and I'm going to crash down later on. So think about all your actions. So, what are you going to eat? Let's talk about when you want to go and share food or meal with your partner, your girlfriend, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, or just your friends. You have to take their opinion into account. It's not just what you want to eat. What do they want to eat? Do I even want to eat that type of food? So there's a lot of things going on here. So where to go, what type of food, and even what time to eat. What's my message to you today? In other words, what's today's tip? When you're not sure what to eat, sometimes it's best to go with your gut. Just make it a healthy choice. If you complicate your life because part of you deciding on what you're going to eat is complicated, stop it. Drink something. Drink water. Drink minimum 8 to 12 glasses, not glass, well, yes, but 8 to 10 ounces of water. It'll give you a little bit of time. It will fill your belly up a little bit and give you some time to think about what you may want to eat. You decide. If you complicate your life, you may be having something that's fancy. You go to a restaurant, and then all of a sudden, you start feeling not so good, right? I had someone recently tell me that they're having stomach issues. And I said, "Oh, really? Why do you think?" And you know what they said to me? It's because I've been eating out every day for the last 2 weeks. They've been eating out for breakfast, eating out for lunch, eating out for dinner. So maybe they thought the food they were taking in was good. But remember, restaurants, their goal is to get you to come back. So they're going to put salt and sugar and all the things that are not necessarily healthy for you because they're trying to get those taste buds. They're attacking not you, they're attacking your taste buds and they're trying to entrap them. So you go, that was delicious. I want to come back to this place. So what you eat, it really is a great dilemma that impacts us all in one way or another. And then sometimes we make bad choices. Like I was telling you about a friend of mine who, for the last 2 weeks, was eating at restaurants, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And now they have a stomach problem. They actually had to go to the doctor because it just started hitting them, right? When you think about your food, what to eat, if you're not sure, eat something that has one ingredient. What do I mean? An apple, one ingredient. A pear, one ingredient. A banana, one ingredient. Almonds, one ingredient, right? So sometimes you can change your habits by first drink something. And I don't mean juices. Juices have way too much sugar. Just drink water, right? Most countries outside of the US don't eat the type of breakfast that we eat in the United States of America. Most countries eat healthier than we do. They eat fruits, they eat fish, they eat different types of foods. When I was in Colombia, I am Colombian, I recall we used to have steak for breakfast. Wow. We used to have a big bowl of hot chocolate, and we call it an arepa. It's a dough, a floury dough uh, pastry, I guess, if you will. So, what I'm telling you, here's the tip for today: eat with intention and imagine what that food will do to your body. How will it affect you in the long run? All this talk of food, man, I'm getting hungry again. One of the things I do is I do eat often. This is so I keep my metabolism rolling and going. I told you I don't necessarily, I love food, and there's the craziness. I don't like food. So it's that crazy relationship I have with food. I will go and have something healthy as I plan on living a drug-free and especially away from the big pharma companies who want to You know, when you start eating unhealthy, eventually your doctor's going to prescribe pills to you in order to help you with your cholesterol, help you with your high blood pressure, because you're not eating healthy. So, what to eat? Make that decision. Make a decision that what you put in your body is going to be good for you. Because if it's not good for you, it will come back at you and it will affect your life. It will also affect your judgment. It'll affect your thinking, your processing, and sometimes even the cravings that we have. If you, and I'm not saying go cold turkey, get rid of salt and sugar, but those are two things that can definitely hurt you tremendously. A lot of people think that a heart attack or heart problems comes from fat. It actually stems from sugar. So be careful, slow it down. I went from, listen, when I was young, I thought I was invincible. I can eat anything and I'm okay. I can eat a metal, I can eat glass, I can eat as much sugar as I want. And I had a big sweet tooth. And all the time, I was hurting myself, always hurting myself. And so it took me a while to eventually have coffee without 8 sugars. I know, 8 sugar. Can you believe I used to put 8 sugars in my coffee when I was in my 20s? And I looked healthy. I worked out every day, sometimes several hours a day, some in the morning, some in the evening, some in the actually afternoon, and some in the, so I've always, my whole life, I don't do one workout a day. I do several a day, every day. So I may have looked healthy on the outside, but my intake was making me unhealthy on the inside. When I learned that important lesson, that what I actually take in, even though I may look good on the outside, has to also help me on the inside. So, what you eat matters. You matter. You want to live a healthy, productive, and well balanced life? Eat healthy. So, what to eat? What are you going to eat for lunch? What are you going to eat for dinner? If you're joining me now and you haven't had breakfast, you don't have to make it a big breakfast. Because I'm up at, 4:30 in the morning, sometimes 3:30 in the morning, depends on the day. But I don't go to sleep till about 11. So sometimes even later, sometimes 12:30. I listen to my body, and I know sleep is very important, but the food intake is extremely important. So don't eat before you go to sleep. Drink water. So have a cutoff time. Here's a tip I'll tell you. If you want to not eat after a certain time, temptation will come in. Let's say you go to sleep at 11 o'clock or 12 or whatever. 3 hours before you go to sleep, brush your teeth. Don't brush it before you go to sleep. Brush your teeth 3 hours before you go to sleep, because you have this clean, minty feel in your mouth. You're not going to want to dirty it by putting food in it. So if in those 3 hours time, if you're hungry, you may just be thirsty. Drink water and then go to sleep, and then wake up in the morning and try some fruits for breakfast instead of all these cereals and all these floury things and all these cakes or pastries and all this stuff, bagels. Think of your health. Think of living a long and beautiful life. I want to thank you guys for being here with me today. Please like, subscribe, and share these tips with your colleagues, family, and friends. I'd love to hear some of the tips that you have heard or a tip that you want to share with someone. Reach out through any of my social media and allow me to share your tip on You Tip Daily. Join me tomorrow as I share more tips with you. I'm going to recap the tips that we did on Monday, Tuesday, and today, tomorrow. And then on Friday, I have a really great guest coming on. You're going to love his tips. He's just an exceptional person. Thank you. Make today an exceptional day for you. Take care. See you tomorrow.